Why Pippa Middleton didn't make Kate her bridesmaid. Tricky situation. Pippa Middleton did not make her sister, Kate Middleton, her bridesmaid over fears the Duchess of Cambridge would upstage her, according to a royal expert. Pippa Middleton, now Matthews, celebrates her 5th wedding anniversary on Friday. The younger Middleton sister married James Matthews, a former professional racing driver, on May 20, 2017 at St. Mark's Church in Berkshire. Her niece and nephew, Prince George, 8, and Princess Charlotte, 7, were part of the bridal party. However, going against tradition, Pippa's older sister, Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, was not part of the formal party and did not act as maid of honor or bridesmaid. Pippa famously stole the show at Kate and her husband, Prince William's, wedding in 2011. The figure-hugging dress she wore, as she walked behind the Duchess into Westminster Abbey, earned her the moniker Her Royal Hotness. And according to one royal expert, that is the reason why Kate did not act as bridesmaid or maid of honor when her sister tied the knot. Judy Wade, author of Diana, The Intimate Portrait, suspected that all eyes would have been on the future queen, rather than the bride. Ahead of the wedding, she told People magazine, Kate would upstage her sister. It's a tricky situation for Pippa. She would want her sister by her side, as who else would she trust to make things go well? But if your sister is a future queen, she is going to upstage the bride and draw attention. Kate would want to be in the background as much as possible. The Duchess did not play a formal duty in her sister's ceremony, but she did appear to take on several, perhaps non-designated roles, during the nuptials. She was seen helping Pippa make her entrance, holding up the train, and also leading the group of young children serving as bridesmaids and page boys. In one of the most circulated photos of the day, Kate was seen shushing her eldest son, George, who was acting as page boy. She also contributed to Pippa's wedding in a more subtle, surprising way. The Duchess drew a sketch of the church that was featured on the program for her sister's ceremony. According to a report in The Sun, James Matthews lauded his sister-in-law's art skills in a speech during the reception. He said, "And to Pippa's sister Kate, such ability, a beautiful drawing of St. Mark's Church in the order of service." Then, referring to Kate's reading as well as George and Charlotte as page boy and page girl, he added, "A flawless reading and a kind loan of 2 adorable little ones." She has gone on to become a patron of the National Portrait Gallery and the Art Room, a charity that uses art to support children and young people's mental health and well-being. And, as an amateur photographer, the Duchess is often the person behind the camera in the birthday pictures of her children. Following the ceremony, Pippa and James drove off in a vintage convertible, mirroring sister Kate's royal wedding when she and William did the same. Pippa and James have since welcomed 2 children, Arthur, 3, and Grace, 1. Pippa is notably private when it comes to her children, but in an interview in association with sportswear label Hoka One last year, she revealed, "Being active with my 2.5-year-old son in the parkour playground, transporting him on the back of my bike and buggy running when he was a baby have been ways in which I have been able to include outdoor exercise whilst being a hands-on mummy." She added, "Being such an active family has rubbed off on my son. He loves nothing more than running wild in the woods, parks and fields with our 2 dogs, even if it's howling a gale and pouring with rain." core playground, transporting him on the back of my bike and buggy running when he was a baby have been ways in which I have been able to include outdoor exercise whilst being a hands-on mummy. She added, being such an active family has rubbed off on my son. He loves nothing more than running wild in the woods, parks and fields with our two dogs, even if it's howling a gale and pouring with rain.